Jesus is still Lord, the devil is utterly defeated. Thank God the Word works, but you got to do it the Word way. I hope you've already got your Bible, Matthew chapter 15, what is referred to as the Syrophoenician woman and her great faith that received. Let's see, number one, she didn't have a right to receive, and I do. I'll show you that. I'm a joint heir with the King. I'm a son of the Most High God, and God hears my every prayer, and I believe it. Okay. She wouldn't take no for an answer, pitbull faith. She went back to the covenant rather than letting Jesus tell her, you can't have it. She was under an old covenant, my, and I'm under a better covenant, and yet she received her miracle. And Jesus didn't say he did it. He said her great faith did it. And I want some of that great faith. Now watch. Jesus answered and said unto her, woman, verse 28, great is thy faith. Now, whoop, this is heavy duty. Be it unto thee even as thou wilt. My. Great faith gets you whatever you will. Weak faith gets you nothing. No faith gets you nothing. Now, Jesus delivered them with weak faith and no faith, and he'll deliver you if you have weak faith and no faith. But watch this. Great faith gets you whatever you want, gets it whatever you will, gets it the way you want it. But great faith is built on the promises of God, not your need. Don't go to God with your need. Oh, dear God, they're so sick. Dear Lord, if you don't intervene, they're going to die. Don't go to God that way. Father, you said by his stripes he was healed. You said you sent his word and healed them. You said. And because of that saying, that's what Jesus said, because of that saying, what she said was why he called it great faith. That's over in the book of Luke, I believe it is. Because of this saying, he said, woman, be it unto thee even as thou wilt. Now watch this. I just got to finish this today. Dear Lord. Good preaching, Frank. Get your Bible out. Study it. You don't like what I said? Study it. You find out I'm telling you the truth. And this stuff works. I told you the other day, Luis Ordianes, I had gone down to La Ceiba, Honduras, and was preaching down there. And he and I were sitting on the porch out there, rocking back and forth in the chairs, talking. And he said, you ever thought about that, why she got blessed the second time? I said, oh, well, yeah, I've prayed about that for years. I've thought about that for years. Now, God sends me all the way to Honduras so that he can give me this revelation. That's not the only thing I got in Honduras. I am a very, very blessed man. God's blessed me. But he told me this very thing. He said, because she went to the old covenant and told Jesus what the word said. I said, really? And he said, but Jesus said, because of this saying, she said what the word said. I said, okay, fine, man. It was great revelation for me, still is, and I'm enjoying it today. But we're trying to finish this. Great faith gets you whatever you want. Now watch. Woman, great is thy faith, be it unto thee even as thou wilt. And still in verse 28, Matthew 15. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour. Wow. What was it she wanted? Healing for her daughter. What was it that she got? Healing and wholeness for her daughter. God didn't turn her down, but God wasn't going to answer her faith when it was whining and begging, when she came to him worshiping him because she knew what the word says. Hey, listen. I've got some things I'm believing God for. Now, listen, I'm not believing God for lots of money just because I want to have a good time. I'm believing God to be able to put this program on satellite. I'm believing God, for my own satellites, matter of fact. We're talking big bucks here. I'm believing God for a lot of different things. I'm believing God for some personal things. I'm believing God for, some healing in my body. I believe that God's restored my youth. I believe I'm a young man, okay? Listen. Those things that I'm believing for, I can rejoice and come to God worshiping and praising God because I already know I have them based on the Word. Great faith is to not be willing to quit and give up just because you didn't get it. Go find out what you did wrong. God's not going to tell you no. He's just going to not answer you until you find out what you did wrong and change it. You know, I like to cook a little bit. I don't cook a whole lot, but I like to cook a little bit. Made some stuff that was bad. Went to the recipe, found out what was wrong, changed what I did that was wrong, went back and redid it according to the manual, the recipe, and it turned out all right. You're having a little trouble with your prayer life? Go back to the cookbook here. Go to the manual here. Find out what you did wrong. That's what she did. She came to the Lord and didn't get anything. Jesus didn't even answer a word, and the disciples said, send her away, because she's crying and begging and bugging us. But then she went to the Word, excuse me, and came back and said, Lord, Leviticus chapter 19, verse 10, and Deuteronomy chapter 24, verse 21, is promises that I'm mixing faith with, and therefore I will receive, and she did receive. And Jesus said, woman, great is thy faith. I want him to look at me and say, Frank, great is thy faith, and be it unto thee. I got this revelation yesterday. Be it unto thee as thy will. In other words, my will becomes God's will when I have great faith and I receive from God with great faith. I don't want no little faith like Peter had. I don't want no faith like the disciples had and almost died out there in the boat. I want Jesus to marvel at my faith and say, whoo, looky yonder. That man's believing the word. That man's believing God, and he's going to receive. You're a man. You're a woman, maybe you're on an island up yonder in the Caribbean somewhere, or maybe up in Europe somewhere, or maybe you're in Venezuela. They got a problem down there in Venezuela, in case you didn't know. Maybe you're in Cuba or India. It don't matter. You are a man and you are a woman, and great faith to get the job done, whatever the circumstances are. And hey, I am excited about it. I've got to go. She didn't have a covenant to receive, but yet she received, and you and I are under a better covenant. Let me read this to you, because it's in my notes. I want to read this. She was under the old covenant, and yet she received. We are under a new covenant, which is a better covenant, according to Hebrews 8:6, and we have a right to receive because we are sons and daughters of the Most High God. Now, last night, Pat and I were eating dinner, and we just finished eating dinner, and Pat had made this wonderful pie. She makes a pie that is so far out of sight, I can't hardly stand it. It's called a 3-berry pie. Got strawberries in it, blackberries, and raspberries. It is absolutely wonderful. And so we are eating our pie. Pat had just started cutting the pie, and our granddaughter happened to come by, and she looked at that pie, and she didn't really say a whole lot. She said, man, 3-berry pie, I want some. Give me a piece for me and Dawson, her husband. And she wasn't at all ashamed about it. And I'm sitting there going, that's my pie. But she didn't want to, if grandmom's got it, I'm going to preach. I'm running over. Grandma made that. She also made it for me. Now, grandmom didn't actually make it for her. She made it for her and I. But Zoe's attitude was, if y'all made it, it's for me. Give me some. Well, glory. If God made it, if God provided it, then give me some. That's great faith. It'll get you whatever you need. It'll get you whatever you want. Got to go. Have a great day. I have great faith. You have great faith. And you are going to receive from God. So I'll tell you, I'm with you tomorrow. Hey, remember, Jesus is Lord. Thank God. Hey, the word works.